something about a body of water, whether it's a lake or an ocean, that makes everything feel smaller. Like your to-do list, your deadlines, your stress. I don't understand it. I just know it works, or at least for me it does. And I think that's part of the reason that I write my books set at the beach. So here's what I want to ask you. Do you have someplace special like that? And if you don't, I would appreciate it if you would keep watching this video. Hey there, it's Michelle. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I wanted to talk a little bit about what being around a body of water can mean for us. But I want to start back at being at home. I live in a place where I don't have access to the ocean, a lake, anything like that. So when I'm at home, I don't have that opportunity. And there's a lot of times when I don't feel like I can really relax the way I want to. I feel like I constantly have to work. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I get up, I spend usually an hour before school. On a normal school day, I spend an hour before school doing some writing. Usually, sometimes it's other things related to my other business, but most of the time it's writing, because sometimes that's the only time I can get my writing done. And then I go to school, and sometimes I was tutoring after school. The last 2 or 3 years I've tutored after school. I have a club that I run once a month, or I just have things I have to do. I've taken on a job as a part-time bookseller at our local independent bookstore, which is a job I love, don't get me wrong, but I have all these things to do. And so I feel like I have to be working. And, sometimes when I come home, even when I come home from school, sometimes I may relax for a little bit, eat dinner, feed my girls, and then I still do some author stuff after that, or I do some chores. And sometimes it's 7, 8 o'clock before I get to sit down. There's been some nights when it's 9 o'clock before I sit down. And then I don't really feel like I'm getting to relax and reset and recharge for the next day. I just feel like it's kind of like on this merry-go-round. But when I come up here to the lake, and I've been coming up here for several years now, off and on, there's a couple of years I missed, but when I come up here to the lake, I feel like something shifts. And like right now, you can see this lake behind me. And you can probably see some boats and stuff. I've been hearing them behind me as I've been sitting here. And something just kind of shifts, though, within me. Like last summer, I can remember how stressed I was. And when I come up here, I got so relaxed instantly. Just like I could just feel the stress melt away. This year, I had some things going on right before, so I didn't really feel the stress melt away as quickly as I would have liked. But it has. It just took a little time. And sometimes I think it's just giving myself permission to say, Michelle, you need to relax. You're on vacation. And so, like yesterday morning, I got up and I sat and read a book and watched a movie on TV and just had a very slow morning, which I don't do very often at home. And I now realize I need to be doing that. But why water? What's the big deal about water? I still don't quite understand that. The only thing I've been able to come up with is that it has this meditative state, or this relaxing state, because when I'm sitting here, now right now the tripod is sitting on a concrete bench where I normally sit. I'm sitting on the ground in front of it so that you can have the lake behind me. But normally I'm sitting there and I'm looking back out at the lake. And the waves are moving, I haven't been to the ocean in several years, so it kind of reminds me of the ocean, even though there's no beach there. And so it just has some magical way of working. And I love watching it. It relaxes me. But here's the honest truth though. The lake doesn't fix everything. Sadly, on Wednesday morning, I have to go back to my house, and I have to get back to reality. This trip wasn't near as long as I would have liked for it to have been. It was supposed to be a double the time, but that's another story. Anyway, so, but here's the thing though. Even though I have to go back to that reality, even though I know school is starting in a couple of weeks here, even though, you know, I got to go back to the chores, I got to go back to doing things, I feel more ready to handle it now. And it's given me a chance to do that recharge, that reset that I desperately needed. And I think even just having a change of scenery, because, you know, when you think about it, we all kind of get into that Groundhog Day effect where we get up, we do whatever we do with our morning routine, we go to our jobs, we come home, we do everything, you know, whether you got kids or don't have kids or whatever you're doing, and then you go to bed and you get up and you do it all over again, right? So I think just having that change of scenery and breaking that routine gives you that reset too. But I still think the water plays a huge role in this, or at least for me it does. So the bigger question is then, I don't have a lake at home. I don't have an ocean. I don't even really have well, I guess there's a pond kind of sort of behind me, but it won't have the same effect. It doesn't have the waves and stuff on it. So what do I do? What do you do? What would you do? Do you ever take a break? Do you ever do something where you, you know, go off and do something, do an overnight with somebody, or, you know, take a day trip or whatever? I do take day trips just to get out of the area and break my routine. But sometimes those day trips, though, are things that I've done before, and I know I probably should try to figure out some new things to do. But the thing is, you don't really need a lake to do this. It's nice. Trust me, it's nice. I love watching water. I think it is just so relaxing. But you have to be intentional about your place, your moment, whatever that may be, and being able to reset. And the only person that can do that is you. So my question to you is, where's your place? If you want to leave the comment below, tell me where your place is. Where do you like to go when you reset, recharge? And next week, I will have a short video on my trip up here to the lake. I've been doing little videos and kind of talking about some of the things. And so be looking for that next week, and I will see you next week.